Вітаю, шановні. Так, зупинився я на тому, що не зміг потрапити ось сюди. І я пішов в інтернет гуляти. Виявляється, туди потрапити можна через інший квест, коротше, в якому ти отримуєш, через діалогів можливість отримати ключ сюди. А можна все проїбати і не отримати. Тому ми поки що забиваємо хер на нього. Так. Все, у мене залишилося тільки... давай оці. Підемо ці закривати. Нам треба у місто. Руїни. А ми в центр. О, якраз нормально. Мені сюди. Ну-ка. Ага. Санджей Нанді.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
І мені.
I'll note it next to the others, sir.
Хіра собі вона аванси собі штампує. Прямо як у нас.
Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today?
Аванс давай. Так, давай за плакат.
You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse.
А,
But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago.
так. Давай це.
Or is he not paying you on account of how he tried to fix the thing his own self and busted it even worse, and then said you wasn't fixing it fast enough, so he's docking your wages again? Not that I got any prior experience with such.
Ага.
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
А що це таке?
Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or a mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really.
Теж не розумію, нахера.
So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else.
I reckon she's got a little bit of a squish on this fella.
He's sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell.
Можна я не буду вирішити ще і її проблеми? Я не хочу шукати ще якийсь там кексик, тортик, печенюшку. Давай це.
I couldn't. What if he says no? Hey, maybe you could ask him for me. I mean, a no
Я
would
по
still be
дівчатам.
bad, but it won't be quite as embarrassing if you ask. Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work.
Так, ну давай оце.
He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises. Good to have standards, I guess. I know what I'm looking for.
Ага. Так. Давай перш.
You think that's what I'm looking for? You're funny.
А що ще може бути? А нахера тоді оце все? Серйозно?
Not in Stellar-Бей. Everyone else who isn't taken either smells like salt tuna or they're my boss. Besides, a man with a good smile and a proportionate upper to lower body ratio isn't something to pass up.
Я по жінках. До побачення.
Sorry, sometimes I get carried away.
Так, з тобою треба балакати, ні?
Well, new business turns up at last.
Що в тебе з лицем, чувак?
Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
Ти що, уснув на грилі? Для м'яса чи що? Я не розумію.
Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself?
А які варіанти? Давай цього.
Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Ага. Так.
Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular letdown.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional erotic and athletic disappointments. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
Усім на вас насрати. Так.
Surviving alone isn't as easy as it looks. Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
Так.
Yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
Ну і що ти хочеш?
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
But will that help the people here, Mr. Sanjar? Keep them fed and safe?
That's precisely what I'm trying to do.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
Ну, який у вас там?
It's a two-pronged approach. The first part involves seeing STELLAR-BEY properly defended.
10 років. 9 чи 10.
With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Ви про це?
Oh, yes. I'm going to be up all night with this. All those blanks waiting to be filled, boxes waiting to be ticked.
Try to control yourself, sir.
Have you any idea how powerful this is? Corporations have been toppled with less.
Так. Давай це.
What a question! Bureaucratic micromanagement is the only way anything gets done in Halcyon, and proper documentation is a key part of that. For our part, a bill of liquidation/transfer Form 52 will protect our holdings on Monarch by temporarily assigning them to a pass-through entity once we drop our bomb on the board.
Що? Яку бомбу?
See, that doesn't even make sense. This is an electronic form. We don't need paperweights.
Hardly the point, sir.
Так. Нормально, підйоб.
I have reason to believe that one of the other corporations is operating on Monarch, illegally and in secret.
Really? Most of the time they do illegal stuff out in the open. Cheaper that way.
If we can find proof, I can use that as leverage to encourage certain powers that be to accept our Bolt 52 and reinstate us on the board.
Так. Ну а мені що?
If someone is operating here, then Catherine's almost certainly supplying them out of Fallbrook. Perhaps she could be convinced to tell you where they are.
Давай це.
That's part of the problem. She has certain ambitions for Stellar-Bay, and I fear my asking her would give her the leverage she's been looking for.
Don't get yourself worked up, sir. It's perfectly natural to have a healthy fear of her.
We really don't need to discuss this now, Celia.
Так. Оце воно? По сюжетику, база та.
Once you, subtly work out where this corporate facility might be, bring back proof of its operation. Maybe some nice letterhead. Or someone working there. That would do.
Мертвий підійде? Як два пальця обосрать?
A foolproof plan if I ever heard one. I'll leave the execution to you.
Ти за ідіота зараз відповіси. Так.
This has been my albatross. The great shame of my career. I give MSI everything. My work, my youth, my left
почку
kidney,
нахера?
and for years, I was a joke to them. One of the executives required a transplant.
He's lucky they didn't want a liver or a heart.
I thought volunteering to donate might improve my prospects.
І як?
Apparently not.
Та ладно.
Perhaps they were right. After all, what have I built? Stellar-Bay is barely keeping afloat.
Так. Давай це.
I hadn't thought of it that way. But perhaps there's something to that. Thank you for that. Was there something else?
Так. Давай оце. Грим.
I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
Оце молодий. Ну нащо пацана?
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you? Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
Угу. Не кажи. Так, давай оце.
I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
Ага, ви самі себе. Ну окей.
Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2, but back then it was known as Terra 1.
Це не треба.
As you may have noticed, this planet has more than its share of hazards. And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
Так.
Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
Так, давай це.
Ah, so you've heard about our prior acquaintance. I suppose you're right. Graham's always had a way with words. Strange as it may seem, I suspect he'd have quite the corporate career if he weren't so radical. Graham seemed like a reasonable man years ago. we both agreed that MSI's treatment of its workers was untenable. I thought reforms would be enough. I didn't realize you wanted to abolish the corporate system entirely.
Так. Ну, це він і так вже розказав.
Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
If you can't beat him, might as well join him and reach into their pockets.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means slow strangulation.
Так.
I'm not a man to put pride before progress. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
Ну, давай це. Чи може це? Давай це.
Oh, believe me, I've learned that much. But I'm also not going to leave MSI at a disadvantage. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows? Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations.
Ну, розвалити зсередини завжди легше, ніж знаружи. Так.
What can I do for you?
Все, я пішов. Бо ти ще будеш довго по вухах їздити. Так. А що у вас тут? Вулиця. Окей. У вас тут усюди вулиця? А, ні, тут нормально. Адміністратори.
Graham's people are scattering magazines around town, as if we didn't have enough to clean up.
Буває. Агітатори. Це що таке?
I hope your being here means the board is loosening their restrictions.
Навіть не мрій. Так. Дуже важлива інформація. Все. Ой. Ну таке. Капець, як тут сонячно. Себастьян, не хочеш с'їбаса?
Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in Raptidon tongue? Or maybe some cane? You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh.
Так, давай про Сілі.
Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days, but I've been meaning to ask her how that Raptidon acid is working out. I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested in this stuff. Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm?
Oh, no, that's not it at all. She's smitten with you. You smited her. Smote? Smoot?
Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. Always talks nice and slow, so I understand. But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for Raptidon tongues.
Давай, це перевірений варіант.
You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice.
Give her a chance. Give yourself a chance. Take her someplace nice.
Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
That's the spirit, Sebastian. Be yourself. Between you and me, Captain, I'm not sure Miss Celia knows him too well, but we can hope, right? I want them to be happy.
Молоді, самі розберуться. Так. Де? Звідки я прийшов? Пляха-муха. Осе.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? What did he say? Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Or like he was just agreeing to it? Was he like, yay, a date with Celia? I've secretly been waiting for this, or was it more,
Друге.
I don't have anything else going on?
Давай це.
Not to worry. If I never buy another Raptidon tongue, it'll be too soon. Ah, look at me going on. I'm sure you've got other things to do, and Mr. Nandi's giving me that back-to-work look. Anyhow, thank you.
Ага. Не дивись на мене. Так. З цим розібралися. Так, що у нас? Ух ти ж йо. Оце мені, так? Хвилинку. Я ще це не здав. Це тут? Це сюди. А ось це. Теж туди? Серйозно? Ну окей. Раз все туди, то пішли. Камера, тихо. Ти що робиш? А Еллі зображає Майкла Джексона. Місячною походкою. Так, де я? А, туди. Так, а тут не пройти. Ага. А тут що? Працівник каже. А де я? А що в мене є? А у вас? Ні, це моє. Так, туалет. Де я? До нього? Серйозно? Ну окей. Ага, дуже корисна інформація, дякую.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry.
Ля, яка строга.
Well, if you're that friendly about it, then you definitely aren't one of Catherine's sublight toughs. My mistake. I hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing.
Старший хто? О, давай мені це.
This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests.
Ну один.
You can tell Grimm his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell. That about cover it?
Хто така Нел?
She runs the betting parlor across the way. Nice professional lady. She asked me about the poster once. Just once. Made a real generous offer, too.
Так, мені його треба буде перекупити чи вкрасти?
Damn right it is.
Може домовимось?
Sure can. If you want to pay
І
me more than
скільки?
Nell's offering.
Так. І все? Давай.
Damn right he will. Hopefully that'll be the last I see of him for a while. Take the poster then. And if I never hear another word about it, it'll be too soon. Something else on your mind?
А що ще є варіанти? О, давай це.
That he's got his load on and I'm stuck covering his shift?
Та ні, трохи вмер.
That's... Wow. I sure feel like an ass now.
Чесно кажучи, я не розумію, що він там робив. Так. Це чувака, якого ми знайшли напівз'їденого, коли тільки з городу вийшли. у канібалів. Давай це.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on Catherine herself. Still, it's good to know what happened to him. And that I ought to start looking for a replacement.
Так, а що з бригадиром вашим?
Caleb Herrick runs the autoloader operators. He thinks I don't pay them enough for flipping switches and turning dials.
So the job's easy, but you're not doing it? Something smells here. I mean, everything smells in here, but something's fishy. Wait.
He and his whole crew walked out. Say they won't come back unless I pay them more.
Ну, плати більше. Ну, якраз мій варіант є.
Because we've got a budget, all right? And in case you haven't noticed, MSI doesn't exactly have a lot of spare bits on hand.
А це?
Not on Monarch. Sanjar threw out the old work mandates and penalties. Sure, until your workers start making ridiculous demands.
Брати завдань чи не треба? Давай.
You mind slapping him around a little while you're at it?
Із завдання по морді?
I'm
Окей.
joking. Mostly. Unless you can do it without hurting his job performance. If you can find a way to get him back to work, I'll make it worth your while. Check the yacht club. He's usually there.
А нахера мені про нього казати?
Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say.
Ага.
Hard workers? They turn dials and flip switches. The machines do all the actual work.
I'll wager she don't pay those folks that maintain the mechanicals decent neither.
Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around here, I'll tell you that much.
Та бляха, є якісь адекватні варіанти?
I don't have the bits for it, plain and simple. Besides, if I make an exception for him, I gotta do the same for everyone. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire sublight contractors at this rate.
Так.
For running me ragged while he takes an extended leave at the bar? Not on your life.
Не канає. Це залякування типу.
I don't even want to think about that. Or how far behind Braxton's loss alone is going to put us. Fine. Tell Caleb he and his team can have their raise, but I need them back here immediately.
Цікаво. Як це я нікуди не ходив і вже половину квесту виконав. Так. Все? Що у мене ще по завданням? Це у нас база. Груз. Це не тут трошки. Отнесто, ага. Це куди? Це сюди. Так, а інше? Теж туди. Ага. Ну, а це вже так. Стривай, чи не перемкнулося? А, не перемкнулося. Тут трохи нижче. Окей, тоді мені сюди. Можна йти. Нема нічого. Я тут вийду? Ага. Водичка каже. Краще не падати, я плавати не вмію. Так, і все. Тут тільки це. Ой. Хтось втратив, хтось знайшов. Опа. Руїни. Це на вулицю? Ану. А, я збоку виліз. Все, зрозуміло. Так. Чи піти, чи не... Ні, краще доробити вже йти. Боже, що з лицем, жінка? Чого ти мовчиш?
Oh, thank you for stopping. Everyone acts like nothing's wrong, like my little boy isn't at risk of being eaten by some vile creature. Please, you have to help me get my little Tucker back. He ran away and is going to get himself killed. Oh,
Ну тоді все, забудь про нього.
Raptidon is melting him with acid as we speak.
It's more dissolving than melting.
That is not helpful. Don't you tell me to calm down. I promised my boy I'd protect him for always. But how can I keep him safe if he's run away? He ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about the raptidons, mantisaurs, and marauders, the toxic sulfur pools and poisonous blacks.
Давайте вгадаємо. Малишу десь років 30.
Oh, law, Captain. A youngster won't last long in a place like this. Please, can't we help?
Please, won't you go and find my boy?
Окей, так. А чого втік-то?
He's been pining for an adventure. Says he's tired of living cooped up behind the walls. But he doesn't understand how dangerous it is out there. I warned him. A raptidon would snap him up first chance it got. I just know one's ripped his arm off and is gnawing on his sweet little fingers.
Ага.
He should have listened to his mama. I promised I'd keep him safe here with me.
Так, і куди він пішов?
He heard those awful broadcasts from before. The ones from those hoopleheads, the
зрозуміло.
iconoclasts. And now I just know my boy's run off to Amber Heights. That is, if a mantiqueen hasn't spooled out and eaten his entrails for breakfast already.
Так. Давай.
Thank you. Oh, I know he'll be safe now that someone's able to
Він
fetch
не
him home.
повернеться.
You look for him in Amber Heights, you hear? It's down the road southwest of town. I'm sure he made it that far. I just know it. And if you find any of them iconoclasts indoctrinating my boy, you punch them in the mouths. Tell them what I think of them luring little boys away from their mamas. It's immoral.
Капець. Там синку років 30-35 вже, мабуть. Так. Де я тут? Не добіг трішки. Так.
Have you had time to check on that poster yet? I keep wondering if it's come in.
Тримай.
Would you look at that? The Rizzo's logo is nice and bright, and you can still smell the ink on Mr. Holcomb's signature. I can't thank you enough. Still, you can have the bits I was going to spend at the bar this week.
Про
You know
Холкома
what?
погані
Take my
новини.
old tossball blocker too. Never get the chance to use it these days.
Окей, так, з тобою закінчили. Так. Сімейні справи. Це там. А ви у нас... Ага, позаду мене. Хвилинку. Що ти мені там підсунув? 140. Засідання. Так, хлама в мене нема? Значить нема. Ага, на горі бухає. Ти диви на нього. Яхт-клуб, каже. Магуайр.
Well. Isn't often we see new folk in Stellar-Bey.
Наливай.
First drink's on me, stranger. Enjoy. If you plan on sitting through Nyoka's stories, you might could use a few.
I could use a few and telling them myself.
Now what can I do for you?
Так. Давай це.
Anyone who spends any amount of time in this bar is bound to get to know Nyoka, on account of her being here so often herself. And I don't mean that unkindly.
А я то
Anyone
чого?
who's rid us of as many beasts as you have is entitled to a few drinks. Something else I can do for you?
Так.
Not since Amber Heights. These days we have more leaving than coming. Off to join the iconoclasts or some such.
Цікаво, а що у вас там сталося?
Bunch of marauders broke into the executive compound, slaughtered everyone. Corporations pulled out of Monarch not long after. I thought everyone knew. But then that was 10 years ago. Still feels fresh to us every time we look at our walls, though.
Так. Ну все, дякую. Так, з тобою ми ще... Хіра з горла. Сильна жінка. Ти хто? Ага. А чого стоїш? Сідай.
New face, huh? You from off-world? A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink.
Ля мені бухла
Considering
дають.
Renaissance
А, це водичку дав.
Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell and revel with us?
By the smell, he's been reveling enough for you both already.
Ага.
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss? How'd you manage that? Wait, never mind. If I question it, it'll turn out not to be true. Besides, I never follow how you got Velma to part ways with a bit card of her own accord. Here, take this as compensation. It ain't a lot, but I hope it shows how much we appreciate all you've done. Now me and my friends here better get back to work before Velma blows a fuse.
Так, рот попер. Гроші дали. Ще один Майкл Джексон, недороблений. Цей на стіл заліз, ця круги наматує. Ви точно гарно працюєте? Ой, куди я? Ну, давай побалакаємо. Де ти тут?
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood, so it's sliding all over the place, trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud.
Далі.
But I gotta get in there, get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion,
П'яні
I don't
побрехеньки.
know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn rapt out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here. Who are you?
А ти хто така?
Name's Nyoka. I'm the best big game hunter on the planet.
You're also the loudest big game hunter on the planet. And the drunkest.
Shut the Fair point. I deserve it, though, on account of being the best.
My dad always kept his firearms and liquors in different lockers. Said it wasn't safe to mix them.
Молодець.
Out here, if you ain't a little buzzed, you're liable to notice the stench of life. The grit in the air. The dust in every drink and the blood on every boot.
Так. Давай, другий.
If you think this is drunk, I gotta... you need to get out more. Sit. Partake. Buy me a drink and let's chat.
Так. Що тут обрати? А, мені третій треба. О, точно.
Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we? Wait, that ain't it. Brass rats? Let's talk business. I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You'll have to get me something to clear my head.
Наприклад. А нахіра вона мені, ну реально?
Oh, you want information for nothing? Very well. I am no match for your your yammering. Here's how to get to Devil's Peak. Go south, along the road, not the river. Look for the mountain with devil horns. Watch out for raps, and mana swarms, and marauders, sulfur pits, and... You know, it'd really be safer if I went with you. You want to reconsider sobering me up?
Ой, господи. Скаже зараз щось принести.
Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good. I'm cut off for the month, on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set.
Так. Давай третє.
Well, they work. We got a deal or what?
Давай збігаємо, тут недалеко. Має бути. Менше 100 метрів. Так.
Velma seem out of sorts to you?
She's always cranky.
На першому поверсі. Привіт.
Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before. And with
Тих,
sweet
тих,
cheeks
тихо,
like
тримай
roses,
себе в руках.
I remember.
Quite the bedside manner, lady.
Well, it's so rare I get the pleasure of new company. What can Auntie Abigail do for you?
Так. Медицину.
And what a helpful young man you are. Nothing like a little pill to liven up the spirits.
Whiskey helps, too.
Please leave medical advice to the professionals. Now, dearie, who's this pickup for?
То для мене. Третій нормальний варіант. А давай.
Don't blame me if I puke on your shoes.
Orange, you a saucy thing. I may not be a fresh young thing anymore, but with age comes experience.
Мені тільки таблетку, а не презервативи. А оце. Ні, давай перш.
Much as I'd love to, my rheumatism is especially fierce at the moment, and I'm all out of my medicine. But I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. You were here for caffeinoid, weren't you? Who's it for?
Для мене.
I'm so sorry, but with the iconoclasts and the marauder filth chasing away what little trade we get,
От
I'm afraid I
сюка.
have to reserve my supply for СТЕЛЛАР-БЕЙ residents. Our reserves have gotten so low, I've even had to start locking the supply room upstairs. Isn't it a shame what some people will do to get a little extra? Isn't it just?
Жах. Просто жах.
I'd make an exception for you if I could, my little cherub. Is there anyone else needing a special pickup from Auntie Abigail?
Ага, я херувімщик, у мене є хер. Давай, нюк.
Oh, her. It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI. Contribute like the rest of us. Now I've gone and said too much. And you know me, dearie. I don't like to pry.
Так. Це мене кудись пошлють по-любому. Ну, крім нахер.
I'm afraid not. Dr. Williams managed the town's allotments from his terminal upstairs. Even I can't access them.
Так, давай це.
Oh, you flatter an old woman. Me, I'm just here to be a pretty face for the
То може я там
customers.
пошарю.
And to keep an extra key to the supply room for all the
Ой, а
times
дайте
Dr.
потримати.
Williams misplaced his. Careless experimentation with medicinal substances does take its toll eventually.
But until then, it's lots of fun.
Episodic pharmacological delirium is no laughing matter, young lady.
Так.
Chin up, dearie.
Ага. А чого мені на неї все ще показує? Кажеш тут. Ключ. Вулиця. Ага. Що у вас? Так. Сотрудник. Перший. Ага, нормально. А що за мене? А, нормас. Так. А другий варік? О. Ой, я не знаю, на що я це читаю. Дай все, я не хочу. До побачення. Вибачте, у мене сил нема вже це читати. Кладова, каже. Ага. Ключ у них там десь. А, все, я знайшов. Дякую. Хе. Гарного дня. Так. Ти чого тут? Іди працюй.
Laws. Can a man enjoy the smooth menthol flavor of a
Не
stroke?
можна, іди працюй. Ага, оце от.
What I am doing, sir, is enjoying the moment. It's so rare that I can seize one apart from...
Давай друге.
And how should they know what they're missing? I recall when Stellar-Bay was a proper board-affiliated town with regular shipments of Auntie Cleo's best and all the cereals. Before Sanjar took over MSI and got us all booted.
Давай перше.
Well, you wouldn't know it from talking to anyone else here. High and mighty about our collective freedom. Free to wallow. Look, you're making me melancholy. Is there something you wanted?
Ні, я так гуляю. Бувай.
You're back. Good news? Bad news? All of the above?
Давай.
Says someone who's never had any fun.
Exactly. See, I'm glad someone on your crew's got some sensible, got her head on straight. Whew, that hits the spot. Right in the, oh, no, there it is. There it is. Yes. We're in business. Let's go.
That was fast. I gotta see about stocking some on the ship.
Ага, нормально
You be careful.
вставляє.
The first one's free. After that, they'll offer you gainful employment.
Так, ну, поїхали.
Great. Where to? Oh, Hiram? I ain't checked in on that man in an age. He's running the giant radio tower we lovingly call Devil's Peak. We'll be going south and west, mostly along the road till we're past Fallbrook. Out there, there's a western slope.
Там
that'll lead
же,
us through
хоча
some,
вони могли відновитися, в
some fun.
принципі.
You like hunting, right? That's fun. If you're more of a spelunker, Rotting River will take you into the mountain caverns. We can discuss options when we get closer. That said, 3's already a crowd. I don't mind waiting somewhere until you got a spot open.
Так. Взяти її чи... А нехай на кораблі побуде.
Mighty big gun you got there. I'm looking forward to seeing you use it.
A ship? Well, look at you. I'll find a spot there to call my own for now. Find me when you're ready.
Так, в мене вже 3 жінки. Нормально. Непогано я влаштувався. Так, це в мене брокер. Куди? Стривай. А на вулицю показує. А що в мене тут ще залишилось? Ага, в Емберхайс. Так, ну це в чи як його там називають. Коротше, зрозуміло. Це туди, а мені треба, по-перше, Емберхайс. Так, треба того чувака знайти. Давай міточку на нього, бо я так його буду довго шукати. Де ти там? Так, за когось там мама питала. Ану, додому. Мити ноги і спати. Чувак, не плач, все буде добре.
Well met, Captain. What do you need?
Так. Я ж казав йому десь 30-35.
I am not a little boy. Haven't been one for decades. No matter what my mama wishes. I take it she's still looking for me? Had hoped she'd accept my decision.
Так. Давай оце. Нагороду мені не пропонували, я не питав.
According to her, stepping foot outside of the house in broad daylight is too dangerous. My entire life she crammed a fear of danger down my throat. Don't go play with friends. Mantisaurs will tear your arms off. Don't leave the city. Raptidons will spit acid on your face. Marauders can violate you. You'd fall in a sulfur pool. I stuck around way too long.
42, я не вгадав.
I'm 42 years old, but she still sees me as a little boy in need of her protection. I won't stand for it, I tell you.
Ніхера собі, 42. Чувак, ти шо? Давай це.
Show up with a bottle of vodka and some real good cusses. That'll show her how much you've grown.
Then she'll think they've brainwashed me into some kind of hooligan. As far as she's concerned, if I make any decision that's not aligned with hers, someone else convinced me. She doesn't want to see me as anything other than her baby boy. Why would I go back again? What'll be different this time?
Так. О, давай це.
You're right. I can do this. I just need to stand my ground and make her see she can't control me anymore. No one can.
Так, це виконали. Тепер в наступному місці треба побалакати з головною. Бляха, знову за цей. Ой, задовбай. Стривай. Так. Це не те. Це база. Ні, давай доробимо вже. Угу. Пік. Де це?
Oh, Captain, you did it! My little boy is back, safe and sound.
Хіра він добіг швидко.
Tell the captain how grateful we are, Tuk Tuk.
Mama, I told you that I'm not staying. I just came back to talk to you about why I left. Then I'm going back to Amber Heights.
Oh, we'll get that silliness sorted out. You're safe here with me, and that's how it's going to stay. Isn't that right?
Так, давай побалакайте між собою, я пішов.
There's nothing to work out. My baby's back home.
О, я
and
кажу,
that's all
нема
there
про
is
що
to say on the
балакати.
matter.
No, Mama, I have plenty to say about this. But that's between us.
Та
Now, you
ніхто
promised
нічого
the
не
captain a
обіцяв.
reward, so settle up. Then you and me can have a long talk.
Here, kind stranger. This is every bit I've scrimped and scraped for years to save.
Та нахер вони
More
мені...
than
О,
worth it to
бля.
have my tuk-tuk home safe again.
Давай. Все, бувайте. Так. Брокер каже. Ху, чи може взяти цю новеньку, подивитися, що вона... До речі. Де там... А, не туди. А корабель далеко. Десь тут. Так. Так, де? Корабель. Так, книгу ми скинули. Що ще ми сюди скинули? Плакат. Все? Два предмети. Ага. Де ця алкашка? Так, тут нікого. Так. Робот десь гуляє. Це не тут. Теж не тут. Оце? Плакатик стривай. Плакатик був, можливо, тут десь. Так, ця втича де? Ага. О! Нормально тут. Це вона своє протягнула. Угу. Плакатик полювальниця. Ага. Кавка, патрики. А де вона сама? А, о! За стакан тримається.
Status report. 13 jobs scheduled for area maintenance.
Капець. Ну ти виглядаєш прикольно.
Hey, Cap.
Так.
Oh, that's just Frida. She's the first rapt I ever killed. I had her preserved. It had been when I was a kid, so something on the order of 20 years. My parents were very proud. Me too, to be honest. I'd have thought she'd have started rotting years ago. Counting my blessings.
Так. Розмовляти, да.
Her. And of course, she's a great conversationalist. Never argues, never judges.
А інші фразочки?
Hey, Cap.
З іншими?
Well, Sam's been doing my dishes for me, so that's something. It seems genuinely happy to do that. Can an auto mechanical be happy? Opal told me they could once. She believed auto mechanicals feel just like we do. She would always... Shit. Look at me dredging up bygone days. Forget I said anything.
Так, в когось був мінус друг.
I will.
Що там ще було?
Hey,
Ні-ні-ні, ми тільки взяли. Хай, 3 жінки на борту, це до щастя. Або до сексу. Так. Ні, не сюди. Тик. Стривай. Це у неї така штука? Серйозно? 150. Так. 59. А ти у нас 4 косарі. Малувато. Так, а що ти вмієш? Ага, брехати вміє. Ну, звісно, такі байки травила в барі. Так, давай хпшечку тобі накинемо. Ага, бронюха, дистанційний. Давай, так. Ага, вона по тваринам нормально ввалює. В тебе 5 штук їх. Угу. До речі, яке в них цікаве вміння? Треба буде взяти подивитися. Давай це. А, цікаво. Давай. Бонус корону. Стривай. Скриті атаки. Та які скриті атаки? Я змовляю. Оце давай. У мене ще 2 є. Так, не те. Знижую. Оце давай. Так, по тваринам, броня. Ну, давай це. Так. Тебе перевдягти і взяти з собою. А що у мене там є? А ну, стривай. Я ж там відкладав. Окей. А ти... Де воно? Так, 108, 108. Ну... Бляха. А що я хапанув? Шолом. Давай назад. Так. В мене 7 цих штук. Хіра, треба продати. Так, а що в мене є? Гвинтівка. Ага. Ти в нас... Тут є герб стоїть. Так, а тут що? 4, тут 2. Тут на 4. Давай це заберу. Однакові. Тут нема дірочок, а тут є дірочки. Забираємо. Так, давай. Вдягайся. Ой. А я можу її через цей... Хвилинку. А де станок? Ось він. Ти-ти-ти-ти-ти-ти. Модифікації. Ага. А шолом чого нельзя? Так, що туди можна вставити? Бронюшка. Стривай. Ох, йо-моє. Груз, швидкість, ходьба, біг, груз, броня і знос. Оце давай. Так. Угу. Давай це. Гаджети. Це воно? Гаджети. Так, давай. Заводська броня. Давай 5. Ну, нормально. А чого шолом не можна? Я не той взяв, чи що? Хвилинку. Та твою. Де вона? Так. А, нема на шоломі, тю. Ну тоді все. Піди так, нічого страшного.
I've shut off the visual feed from my ocular inputs in the captain's quarters, so you're free to disrobe whenever you'd like.
Цікава інформація, навіщо мені роздягатися? Хіра тут я не бачив. Антибіотик Secret Lab. Де це ми взяли? Його ж не було. Оцього надпису. В Роузвей. А, ми з Роузвей це ще вкрали. Це ще на початку самому. Ніхіра, я тільки побачив. Ну що ж. Будемо вважати, що до наступної місії ми підготувалися. На цьому тоді завершуємо серію. Підемо вже допроходити. О, да, навіть сохранка була, як вчасно. Що ж, допроходимо вже цю локацію, мабуть, наступній. Ну, маю надію, що допроходимо, бо там щось з базою, там якісь ще мутки можуть бути. Але є надія, що встигнемо за наступну серію. Що ж, дякую за перегляд, забігайте ще.